Today, let me show you just how quick and easy it is to take your wig from this to this. So I'm going to be showing you step by step how to revamp any old curly wig that you have laying around, bringing those curls back. So the first thing you want to do is completely brush your wig out. And you want to do this first to ensure that you don't get any tangling and matting when you are washing it. So I like to release any hair that might have got caught up in the combs. I typically wash my units anywhere from once a week to twice a week, depending on how heavy my activity is for the week. So essentially, the more activity, I will wash it in 1 week. The less activity, I will wash it every 2 weeks. So what you see me have, the wig is upside down. That's where I seem to get the most friction sometimes, is right in the back. If I've been working out a lot or I've been sweating a lot in my head. Once you get the back combed out, just flip it over and then begin to brush out any of the other tangles you might have. Just remember it's curly hair, so curly hair intertwines with each other. So you do want to brush it out really good. I know it looked like I was brushing aggressively, but I really wasn't. So now let's move on to the cleansing process. I am going to show you exactly what I use, every product, every step of the way. The first thing I'm doing is making what I call a clarifying bath. So essentially, I like to give my wigs a soak in clarifying shampoo. And what clarifying shampoo is, for those who do not know, it essentially strips all of the oil and dirt and products that might be built up on the wig. This is going to cut right through all of that. So you will be left with a clean unit. And a clean unit is always going to perform better. So after I let it soak in the clarifying shampoo, I am going to go in and give it a wash. I typically wash my wigs 2 to 3 times. One time, just like trying to get all the rest of the dirt that the clarifying shampoo didn't get off. And the second 2 times is just to make sure it's nice and clean. And I do brush through the units as I'm washing them and condition them. Afterwards, you're gonna give it a good rinse. Make sure you rinse the inside of the wigs. Not only rinse but wash them as well. So now I'm going in with conditioner, and I'm just taking the same detangler brush, and I am just brushing the conditioner through. I just want to get it like really heavy and hydrated, and sometimes you can miss parts. So if you brush it through, that means you got it all over the hair. And then I do let it sit for 10 or 15 minutes. I didn't show it in the video, but I did mix that conditioner with some silicone mix, and I let it sit for a good 10 to 15 minutes. And then after that, you want to give the wig a really, really good rinse and cooler water. In this way, it will help lock back in that moisture by closing the cuticles. If this is human hair, you should have no problem. Like I said earlier, do not forget to rinse that cap out as well. Now that we have the unit all nice and clean, it should look something like this. I am just going to take my band and put it underneath the neck of my mannequin and just secure it down with a couple pins. If you guys don't have a tripod, you can get this nice little mannequin stand from your local beauty supply store or Sally's. It's really inexpensive, and that clamps onto any countertop, and it's adjustable. So I think it can go back up to like 5 or 6 inches, which is pretty deep. And you just clamp that onto your counter and then put your foam head in. And I use 2-inch pins when I'm securing my wig. Make sure you secure the back of the neck as well and the sides. And what this allows you to do is the wig will not slip as you are manipulating and going through the styling process. So I'm going to be using these two products here. This is Wow's Dream Coat for curly hair, and this is Kendra's lightweight oil. I typically like to mix them together. You do not have to use them. These are products that I like. And again, with a detangling brush or a Dunburn brush, you can go through and do this next step. So I'm just going to brush everything off and begin to section my wig into 3 parts. I'm going to do 2 sides and 1 back. You're just going to clip the hair up out of your way as you begin to apply the products. Now, what I like about the Wild Dream Coat for curly hair is it hydrates some, and I don't get as frizzy, and it will last me, if I'm not working out every day, it will last me for 2 weeks before I need to do this again. So as you can see, I'm spraying a generous amount on the wig. So I took maybe essentially about 4 tracks and I sprayed underneath and on top. Then I went in with just a drop of the Kendra's oil, and now I'm going to brush that through. And if it's real curly hair, like this is my Indian natural curly, you can just shake those curls back in, and then I drop that section down. Now, while I have that pulled up, I'm going to spray underneath before I let down the next section. I am following directions on how Wow likes their product used, and I found that it was way more effective than me just spraying on there. So you do want to lift up and spray underneath, and you want to spray on top, and you want to do it section by section. That is important. That's going to ensure that you got the product all over the hair and it's going to perform at the best of its ability. I did the same thing with 2 more sections. I sprayed underneath, I sprayed on top, and then I went in with the Kendra's oil and worked that in as well. I like to do them all at the same time. I don't like to apply my oil onto my hair after it's dry. I like to apply it while it's wet. So now I am moving on to the sides, and I am going to repeat the same process as if I did in the back. I sprayed underneath, I sprayed on top, and I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on the bottom, and probably about the same on the top. This is a 24-inch wig. This is 3 bundles. I know you see spaces in the cap, but I doubled the wefts before I made the wig. I like to have bigger spaces. Those spaces allow air to come in. But you know, I make custom wigs, so I can make it to your liking, closer, looser, however you want it. But take that brush and you're gonna brush it all the way through. And then you can just shake those curls and then lay it down, and you will be left with something like this. I want the bangs to dry more into my face, so I'm just pushing it up to the front. Now, at this point, you can choose to allow the wig to simply air dry. It needs about 10 to 12 hours to air dry. I'm going to go ahead and stick her in the dryer. It took about an hour and 15 minutes to dry, but this is how it came out. And this will last you anywhere from a week to 2 weeks. I like my hair to be bigger, as you guys know. So I'm simply just going in with my fingers and separating the curls a little bit and rubbing the base of the closure just to give it a little bit more height. You do not have to do this if you like your curls to be more on the slimmer side, but I like mine's bigger and fuller. The hair is super soft and frizz free. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them. I will do my best to answer each and every one. I hope this helps. Bye.